Awesome. We are recording. Welcome to our Tuesday night call. It is October 30th, the night before Halloween, and we are about to do a call on finishing the year strong. Kristen and I are super, super excited because honestly, this is one of my favorite times of the year. If you guys didn't know, I became a Beachbody coach December 6th, and I joined my first challenge group at the beginning of November. So this is like, I don't know why, but every year when this time comes around, I always get super excited because this is when I started. And contrary to what a lot of people believe, that you can't get results during the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, you totally can, because that's when I finally, for the first time, committed to myself. And in a month, I lost 12 pounds, felt freaking amazing from one of these challenge groups. So when you're going into this month, I want you guys to think about me and how I was able to get those results in the month of November when most people are like, I'll wait till January. But best believe there are people out there that are like me that will commit in November as well. So keep that in mind when you're out there inviting.
First thing I want you guys to do you see this lovely screen of people that you're on a team call with? Y'all have Instagram stories, right? You should have a slide on your Instagram stories like, oh, hopping on a team call, student mode or student for life, or entrepreneurs keep learning, la-di-da. If you want to mute yourself and talk on it, that's fine. If you want to just take a boomerang of it, that's what I did. Whatever you want to do, I think it's important to show that you're committed to your business, that this isn't something you just fly by the seat of your pants and sell stuff. You are committed to learning, to becoming an entrepreneur, and to becoming a better business owner. Because, like it or not, we might not have had a $500,000 loan to start your business. You're still a business owner. And so if you show people that you're committed, they'll take you much more seriously. So that's your first assignment for this call. Do that. Do whatever you got to do. Show people that you are committed. Also, I feel like I should take this time to stay accountable. I just ate 3 mini O. Henrys, just so we're clear. If anybody else has some confessing they'd like to do, now is a good time. I don't go to church. I'm not Catholic. I don't have confession, but I feel like this is the next best thing. Telling you guys that I had 3 O. Henrys and they were delicious, but I also have a bellyache now. So
that's water. I literally went to the cupboard and I looked at the Butterfingers in there, but I stayed strong and I had a cheese string and some cashews instead.
Yeah, I went and got 2 laughing cows and then I ate the O. Henry. So I should have just ate the O. Henrys.
That's too.
Okay, so you guys know how important it is to dream big, to have a big goal in mind. That is awesome. I love that, and that's important. But if you don't put that to action, they're just wishes, right? That's all it is. It's just a wish. So you need to put your goals into action. And if you have a goal of being a diamond coach, cool. That's a great goal. And that's an amazing goal as a business owner, especially as a Beachbody coach. But you have to be more specific. Do you want to lock in Success Club 10? Is this, this week you are going to find 2 of the best darn Beachbody coaches to join your team that fit your ideals, that fit in with your team. You are going to find those people, you are going to attract those people, and you are going to have them become a part of your team. You have to be specific about what it is that you want. And I know Virginia, I was talking about the National Wake Up Call that was yesterday. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, and I plan on doing it in the morning, but it was all about goal setting and how to crush the final, quarter here and how to make this count. So she said it would be a great idea if we all started setting some goals.
Yes. So you guys, if you don't have a pen and a piece of paper right now, or grab your phone if you have that, but we are going to do this right now and we're going to hold each other accountable. So I want you guys to write down, number 1, 7-day goal, number 2, 30-day goals, and then 60-day goals. And make sure to leave some space between them so that you can write. So I'll give you a second to write those down.
And these are business goals.
Business goals, and then we're going to do 1 personal goal as well. All right. So, like Kirsten said, I know a lot of people will say, I want to hit emerald, I want to hit diamond, but let's break it down. So, in 7 days, you could totally hit emerald, or you could add 2 coaches to your team. So, if that's your goal to be an emerald coach, write down in 7 days, I will add 2 new coaches. And so, you have to think about what you have to do in order to actually add those 2 new coaches. So, I know for myself, I think I added 3 coaches this month, and my goal was 10. So I didn't hit my goal this month. I mean, I still have 2 days and I'm still going to push for it. But I know where I was slacking was doing my vitals every single day. I was slacking and I didn't do them every single day. And I know that if I would have been, there's a greater chance that I could have hit my goal of adding 10 new coaches. So for me, I know one of my 7-day goals is committing to my vitals every single day for the next 7 days.
And for me, my 7-day goal is I want to create a new coach training visual. So something a package that I can send to my new coaches. I also have, videos and YouTube trainings, but I want to create a visual, and that's not something I'm good at. And I've always resisted it. So I feel like that's something I need to lean into, and maybe I need to get help with that. Maybe I need to hire someone to help me make it, or maybe I just have to get creative and watch some YouTube tutorials. But I purposely, downloaded and bought some programs like Microsoft programs on my Mac so that I could do it. So that's my goal for 7 days. And I think these calls, it's really important that we actually engage. Like, you guys can hear me and Jen talk all the time, but I would love for you guys, no matter where you're at in your business, to share in the comment section, in the chat, what your 7-day goals are. And there's how many of us? There's 27. So we should see 27 comments in the comment section of what your 7-day, your 1-week goal is for your business. Emerald is totally doable, Anna. You got this. And one thing that I was told early on, as I was trying to go for diamond, actually, is that diamond and emerald come down to asking questions, asking people, right? Because you always think that people are going to come to you. One of the biggest things for me was actually just getting out of my comfort zone and say, hey, do you want to do what I do? Are you interested in what I'm doing? Because lots of times I was too nervous to. And you could be, 10 times the coach that you are now if you just get out of your comfort zone and talk to people and ask those questions. These are awesome, guys. 1-star qual, a new coach, 3 new coaches to go diamond. Diamond, Rayanne, it is like right there. You got this. Shanika, yeah, getting those vitals done every single day. And the coach invites. That is something that still is on, like, high on my priority list every single day. Those vital behaviors and sending out invites, like, that is key. It doesn't matter if you're brand new coach, if you've been doing it for 5 years. Those are 2 of the biggest things.
Yes, I love all of these goals, you guys. And the best part is that you have it down on paper or in your phone somewhere so you can refer back to it. So next Tuesday, when we hop on, I don't know if we've made our schedule for calls, but hopefully it'll be on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we can check in and see where everyone's at. Like, if you hit your goals or where you feel like you could have improved, and that's going to hold you guys accountable. So we're going to check back in with you guys. And that's what the National Wake Up Call was about. And I thought that was so cool to hold one another accountable. And not only for you guys, but for me too. When I say that, I have a goal to lock in Success Club 10 by November 6th. That's a big goal, but I know that I can totally do it if I set my mind to it. And I want to check in next week with you guys and say, I'm at Success Club 10. So that's my goals for this week. So now let's move on to the 30-day goals. So that will put us at the end of November.
So my 30-day goal is I want to help 4 of my coaches hit diamond. So that's being a really good leader, being really involved, engaged, and as helpful as I can be, being resourceful, getting creative, and then getting my second CVC as well as my husband's CVC to 2-star so that they both can get the 2-star bonuses, which was, I believe, in this last quarter, it was just under $1,000 Canadian. It was like 967. So that's just a quarterly bonus that you get just for being an active 2-star. So, and holding that qualification. So that's incentive for 2-star for sure.
Let's open up the floor so we can hear some other voices. You guys, if you wrote down your 30-day goals and you feel up to sharing them, share them with us so we can have a couple people share.
Also, these calls are a great place to get comfortable talking to people because it's a safe space. So go for it.
Crickets.
Anybody? Oh,
there you go, Sherry. You're talking. What are your 30 goals?
Okay, so my 30-day is 2 coaches, emerald, diamond, fucking diamond, and invite 20 people per day and work on my welcome coaching, like getting my, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about the F word.
We'll leave it at that. But that's awesome. And you're right there. It's totally doable. Totally doable.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold you accountable to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Who else is on here?
Rayanne.
She can't hear you.
Hey.
Oh.
So yeah, my 7-day goal is to be diamond. I think that's pretty doable for where things are going, which is exciting. And then I want to have a Success Club 10 for November. I am banking on hitting that $200 travel cash thing for Summit. And I want to do my new coach training again because it definitely needs some work. So yeah.
It's always nice to refresh those systems that we have in place.
Mm-hmm.
We change our philosophies change, our techniques change. So having something current is always so nice.
Yeah, really good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing those. Let's move on to the 60-day goals. So that'll pretty much bring us to the end of the year, which is crazy. There's only 60 days left. So basically, these are your goals that you want to hit by the end of 2018. And you guys, don't hold back. Like, make these goals scary and make yourself nervous, basically writing it down, because you should make your goals big, because otherwise, how do you know if you're ever going to hit them? And honestly, I know a lot of times people think that diamond's hard or hitting Success Club is hard, but that's your mindset, you guys. If you believe that you can do it, you totally can. There's nothing different between everyone on this call and myself or Kirsten. We are all regular people. The only difference is we're probably messaging more people. We're probably more consistent. That's literally the only difference.
Yep.
I love that, Tara. She said, I'm reflecting back to when I read Girl Wash Your Face, and when she said, when you make a promise to yourself that you should never, ever break it. It was definitely powerful. I remember reading that too. So make this promise to yourself, you guys. Like, you are totally capable of accomplishing all these goals that you just wrote down on paper. And I'm so glad that we took, 15, 20 minutes to write it down, because I think that's powerful for you to not, number one, not forget them. And you have them here that you can look at them every single day. And there's going to be days that are tough. There's going to be days that you don't feel like doing it, but you have to remember what you ultimately want. And that goes back to your why and your vision for this whole business. And you have to dream big. I know when I started, I had no idea where this business was going to take me. I was in pharmacy school, but I knew ultimately one day I was like, man, that would be so cool if I could do this full time, be at home, travel, and get to do whatever I want on my own time. And that's what I kept in mind every single day when I was in pharmacy school and I was busy, and there were so many late nights, so many like 15-minute pockets of the day where I was sending out messages, following up, doing all these things. And almost 5 years later, I'm at where I wanted to be. But you guys, it took 5 years of consistency, dedication, doing these things over and over and over again. And the majority of people that start Beachbody coaching, just being honest, they put in a month or 6 months and they're like, oh, it was so hard. And they just give up. Like, honestly, that's what it is. And you guys showing up on this call makes me so happy, because number one, I know you're serious about your business. Number two, I know that you guys want this. So when I tell you that you can do this, you truly can do this, you guys. You can hit all of these goals that you just wrote down. But every single day, you need to remember your big vision, why you're doing this, and you have to just do it. You have to suck it up and do it. And, doing a power hour and inviting isn't always fun, but I'm telling you guys, it's going to be so, so worth it. So I'll step off my soapbox for a little second here, but I just got moved for a second.
But it's so true, though, because everybody thinks there's some characteristic or personality trait or skill that sets coaches apart. It's not. That's not the case at all. It's work ethic. It's the grind and the hustle and, staying up late and waking up early and realizing that, if you want to make 6 figures a year, if you want to retire from whatever it is you're doing, it's going to take work. And you have to be okay with that, because if anyone promised you that it would be easy to build this business, they lied to you. And I'm sorry if we ever alluded that it would be easy, but that's not the case. It's easy. What we do is simple. For sure. What we do, the behaviors that we do are simple, but not everybody can keep up with it. Not everybody can see past the $0 paychecks. Not everybody can see past, the no's or the criticism or the unsupportive spouse or unsupportive friend group. Not everybody can see past that, but you can, because you're stronger and your why outweighs your excuses. Because that's honestly the defining factor of a successful Beachbody coach is your why outweighs every reason that's telling you to stop doing what you're doing. It's stronger and it just trumps it. And for me, there's nothing in this world that would be able to say, okay, I'm embarrassed or I'm not good enough, or, I just know that this works, and it's worked for me. It's worked for my friends. This business is solid. It is a solid business platform, and let's run with it. And like Jen said, obviously you're on here for a reason. You don't show up to team calls because you're like, well, this is better than Netflix. You're doing this because it's going to help you grow. So give yourself the opportunity now when we're all together, business builders. The people in this group are obviously go-getters. If you have something you want to share or an idea you want to run by us, use this time to talk. Use this as your platform to engage with us. Don't just feel like you have to message us after the call. Let your voice be heard. Okay.
Definitely. And I know my game plan, you guys, I was actually just thinking about it before the call. I was like, okay, how am I going to hit Success Club 10 by November 6th? So I know for me, I need to put out there that I have a new group starting November 5th. because I think that's the first Monday of November. So literally tonight, after I get off this call, I'm going to start advertising for my No Excuse November boot camp. I literally do the same one every single year. So that's what I'm going to start promoting and talking about. And I'm also, like, literally right after this call, I'm going to do a power hour. So I'll probably leave the Zoom link open and I'll post it in our team page as well. I'm going to go crazy with follow-ups. And all of you guys, seriously, it's October 30th. You should be going crazy with your follow-ups. So anyone that you talked to this month or people that you added to a coach sneak peek last month, go back to those groups, because sometimes we forget who we added, or maybe you forgot to add them to your list. So I know I'm going to go back. I'm going to follow up with all those people, check in. Hey, did you get a chance to watch the webinar? Hey, did you get a chance to check it out? Hey, did you read my last message if they're not replying to me? Like, the follow-ups are so, so key. And I know in my team page today, Tracy just posted, she was at Success Club 2 yesterday. And she finally, she's been super busy, but she finally sat down and went and did follow-ups like crazy. She locked in Success Club 10 that night and signed up 5 discount coaches. So, like, follow-ups they're actually easy. I like doing follow-ups because you've already gave them all the information usually. Usually it's just like the final questions, and like follow-ups are fun for me. So think of follow-ups as fun because that's when they already have all the info. You've already talked to them. It's just following up to see if now is the right time for them. And I know for myself, I try and follow up, every single month with people. If I've talked to them about challenge groups, I follow up every month. Hey girl, I know you were interested in our challenge group a couple of months back. I was just wondering if now would be a better time. We have a new group starting next Monday and I'd love for you to join us. Super simple, nothing crazy, nothing pressure, just asking them. That's what the difference is, because honestly, you guys, if you don't ask them, somebody else will. Plain and simple. I've had it happen to myself where I've seen people and I'm like, oh, she'd be a great coach. I'm like, I need to message her. And I waited on it. Shit, the next week, she's a coach. I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I do this? I still do it sometimes. And I'm like, every single time I'm banging my head against the wall, like, why? Just send the message. Who cares? You're just inviting them. And yeah.
It's true though. And honestly, like, basically how I keep track is anyone that I have a conversation with that shows interest in my challenge group, and they might ask for information, and even if they say no, well, especially if they say no, they go on my list every month in my phone, because I'm not a pen and paper person. That just doesn't work for me. I don't like clutter and I lose stuff. So every month I have a list of, you probably can't see it, but anyways, I have a list of names, and beside them an emoji. And so these names are people that I've spoken with in October. And a check mark represents that they got their challenge pack. And explosions mean they are legit interested and haven't made a commitment yet. I'm going to make sure I talk to them a lot. And the other people are basically people who inquired and nothing really came of it. But you better believe all probably 100, there's probably 100 people on this list that I talked to this month. They're all getting a message tonight and tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. Alex is away for work. They're all going to get, and it's going to be a copy and paste message. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a, hey girl, I know you were interested in my challenge group. We talked before, and then I'll add some personalized information to each one. Would you still like to join? What's your, I'll make it more concise and it'll make more sense than that. But that's kind of how I reach out to people and talk to people, especially when you're talking to that many people. Work smarter, not harder. Don't feel like you have to type it out to, individually to all those people. You can copy, paste, add a little flair, add a little personality, and then go from there. I just use the notes on my phone. Yeah, just the notes thing.
And Jess, this was a good question. She said, how do I build a relationship with someone and hit Success Club by tomorrow? Honestly, you just have to do the behaviors that could potentially help you hit Success Club. There's no guarantee that it's going to happen by tomorrow, but by you starting that tonight, it'll help set you up for success in November. So there's a chance that you could send somebody a message, invite them to your November challenge group, and they could potentially sign up right away. Doesn't happen all the time, but there's a chance. So that's why I know for myself, I'm like, let me dive in. If I can hit, a couple more Success Club points by the end of the month, great. If not, this is building momentum into November, into the end of the year. And I know this month I'm at Success Club 10, which for me, I had a goal of 25 this month, I think, and I did not hit that. So I'm like, hey, I need to get on it these next 2 months. My goal is Success Club 30. So I need to up my game. I need to be talking to more people. I need to be following up better. And so that's basically what I would do. Kirsten, would you say anything different for somebody pushing to hit Success Club?
Blow up your Instagram story and use polls. Polls are great ways to engage with people you might otherwise not invite. So by, maybe you're going to share some before and after pictures from our teams, or maybe someone, before and after from Lift 4 that you found on Google or whatever. Or maybe you're doing 2B Mindset and you're going to talk about that and share about that. Whatever the case may be, blow up your story. People watch stories. Not everybody reads a post on Instagram anymore. It's just they like pictures. Sometimes they'll read the first few lines, but people love stories. Blow them up and get in front of the camera. I swear to you guys, if you are not putting your face in front of your camera and talking to people every single day, you won't grow. I know you're nervous. I know you're like, what do I say? You'll figure it out. You'll probably make like 5 different videos and delete all of them because they're all weird, but the 6th one will work and you won't be weird anymore. Like that is my life every day. I'll knock something over. Like Jin's phone fell over in her story today. Like that's real life. Get used to it. Don't think that we're perfect. We tried 30 times before we got that one and then it worked. So get in front of the camera and talk to your followers, because you will not build trust. You will not build engagement unless they see your face. Otherwise you're a dime a dozen, right? The other thing for me, I don't, and I'm just being completely honest, because I'm so consistent with my Instagram story and I have created a culture of conversation. I've created a culture of inclusivity that I talk to people, I respond to people, I ask questions, I ask for advice. People message me a lot because I've created that comfort zone. I've created that trust and I've built that. I talk about Beachbody on Demand, Lift 4, Energize, Shakeology, beach bars, you name it, I talk about it. I educate the people that follow me so they have questions naturally. We're inquisitive creatures. People have questions, so they're messaging me. So if someone messages me and says, hey, what's that yellow drink you're drinking? I'm not going to say Energize is a pre-workout. I'm going to say, oh, it's this all natural pre-workout that came with my challenge pack, or that came with my challenge kit. Oh, what's a challenge kit? Oh, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Da, 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 da. I do this for my clients. What are you doing right now for workouts? And then they might say, oh, nothing, or I'm doing this. I'm like, oh, I love bar classes. I go to bar too on the nights that I can get away and get out of the house or whatever. So create conversation. Obviously, this is a long-term game, right? This isn't like, oh, I'm going to, ask them about their kids, softball game. And then 20 minutes later, we're like, so you want to join my challenge group? No, people see right through that. That's not cool. Don't do that. But if this is someone that's been watching your stories, those people that watch your stories might not like any of your stuff, but they are there every single day. They are creeping. They're creeping it real. And you might think it's because they're judgy and nosy. They want to do what you're doing. They like what you have. They like what you're putting down, and they want to pick it up, but they are nervous. So you know what? Like Jin said, if you don't ask them, someone else will, because they're probably watching another Beachbody coach's story. They're hemming and hawing. They're nervous. They're looking at Lift 4 results hashtags. Should I do it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. And then eventually you'll invite them and they'll be like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out. I was so nervous. How many times, Jin, Rayanne, Cass, anyone here that's been doing this for a long time has had someone say, thanks for reaching out. I was nervous. I'm glad that you reached out. I just didn't have the guts to do it. It happens all the time. So be that person. Be that person, that olive branch. Be that person that's going to say, hey, I'm here. This is a safe space, non-judgmental. Let's talk about your goals.
We had a question about, what do you say to encourage them signing up as a discount or business coach? I honestly just speak from the heart. Like if I'm looking at their Instagram and I honestly think that they would be an awesome coach, or they've been in a challenge group and they've been committed and got awesome results, I just speak from the heart and be like, honestly, girl, you'd be an amazing coach. I'd love to have you on our team. I think you fit right in, and I really think you'd enjoy the community. And, sometimes it goes well, sometimes they don't want to do it, but I keep telling them that and reminding them that, because sometimes it takes a couple times before they actually come around to coach. And I'll also keep sending them coach webinars. Like, I have so many people that have watched a coach webinar already, and then they'll continue watching me and I'll continue asking them to coach. So I hope eventually they'll come around, but I have like at least 20 people that I keep sending videos, because I keep inviting them to coaching and they keep saying yes to more information. I'm not sure if they're just trying to be polite or what is going on, but I continue to send them information, because you hear of so many coaches and a lot of top coaches that it took them like a year to finally sign up. So a lot of times, especially for coaching, I know for a lot of my coaches that I sign up, it's the long game. Like, usually it takes a while before they'll actually, come around and actually want to coach, or it's whatever is going on in their life. Like, they may be moving or going, I don't know, certain periods of their life where they're in school or they're super busy or whatever. And they're like, okay, January is a better time for me. So then I just wait it out and I wait till they're ready, because you can't force somebody to sign up as a coach. It's better if they're excited and ready, because then they're more likely going to be a business coach and really want to do it. Otherwise, I've had people sign up early and I feel like they didn't really want to, so then they just fall off and end up canceling down the road. So you have to wait till they're ready to dive into coaching.
And someone had mentioned before about like an unsupportive spouse. Or like someone in your life. I had like a family member, this was probably my first year as a coach, and I didn't really take myself super seriously in the first year. Like, I had no idea. I was still working full time. I had no idea this was going to be like a thing. And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed of it because people made fun of me. So initially my like reaction was to be ashamed of what I did. I didn't say what I did. I didn't talk about it with people. Talked about it with Alex, and he's been supportive, thankfully, throughout, but I've had friends and family make fun of me behind my back and to my face. So I had to build a pretty thick skin. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to just, rather than fuel the fire and make them feel like they're winning, or that they're, they have power over me, or that their words, are putting me down, because that's what a bully likes, right? They like when they can see that their power lessens you, that makes you small. What I like to do is confront them and say, yeah, this opportunity, this Beachbody coaching makes me so happy. And I'm so healthy. God, it feels so good to be healthy again. And like, shame on you for making me feel shitty because of that. And I said that to my cousin. It was actually at my aunt's funeral. He was making fun of me for being a Beachbody coach. I was like, you dick. But anyways, I was like, actually, Beachbody coaching makes me so happy. So happy. And I'm like super annoyed that you're making fun of me for it. And so I took up my phone and I looked it up on Facebook. This was just at the time when I just used Facebook. And I was just like, here, I blocked you. It's fine. You don't have to watch it anymore. He's like, well, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, no, I did. I totally did. And I did it right in front of him. So I just blocked him, and I still don't have him on Facebook. Like, he doesn't see any of my wedding pictures. He was at my wedding. It was fine. But like, no, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. And if you are allowing negative voices around you and you're not confronting it, that's your fault. Sorry. But if you have someone around you that's nattering and bringing you down, stand up to them. Even if it's your husband, even if it's your girlfriend, even if it's whoever, tell them how passionate you are. Tell them what it means to you, because maybe they don't. Maybe because you've been scared of what they think, you're downplaying it. So when they see you spending so much time on something you've been downplaying, that doesn't make sense. And they think that you're wasting your time. But if you tell them your why, because you want to stay home with your kids, that you want to quit that job that makes you cry every day and is backbreaking, how can they deny that? And then say, hey, I want you to watch this video about the coaching opportunity that my coach Kirsten and my coach Virginia did recently. I want you to watch this. And I want you to tell me at the end that you don't see this. You don't see what I see. Educate them. Education is such a beautiful tool. It will fight, the smallest thing, from someone make fun of a Beachbody coach to racism to whatever. Education is key. Education is everything. Education and humility and getting down to the roots of things and confronting it. So if you have someone in your life that's unsupportive, stop letting them be unsupportive. And if they choose to, then you have to limit communication. And if that's your husband, that sucks. And I'm sorry, but you have to be honest with them and tell them that you love me and I love you. This is something that makes me happy from the inside out. I cannot see myself not doing this because I'm a better person. I'm a better wife. I'm a better mother because I'm more committed to myself than I ever have been before. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. But if someone's bugging you and in your grill and making you question everything, you need to talk to that person and you need to tell them how much it means to you, because chances are you haven't.
Yeah, definitely. And don't feel like you're alone, because there are a lot of coaches that have went through similar situations where their husbands are like, what is this? But usually it's because they don't understand. They don't know what you're doing on social media. It looks like you're just ignoring them and on your phone, and they have no idea what you're doing. So like Kirsten said, you definitely have to explain everything about the business and get them involved if you can. Get them to join the workout. Oh, hey, Sherry.
Oh.
But keep inviting them as well, because a lot of times they're going to say no, especially in the beginning, but just keep inviting them. Like, you could do this with me. I'd love for you to work out with me. And then hopefully they'll come around. Prime example was Melanie Mitro. She said her husband, I think he gave her like 6 months to prove to him that this was worth her time, because he didn't want her to do it. And so just know that other people have definitely dealt with it, but just do your best to come from a place of love and a place of why you love doing this and why you're enjoying it and everything like that. And they have to understand, hopefully. And even friends too. I have friends that, you know, they've never bought a challenge pack, but they support what I do. And I appreciate that so much, because they've seen how much happier it's made me, how I love what I'm doing, and they're nothing but supportive. So those are the type of people that you want to keep in your life. If they can't be happy for you being happy, then that's just like a questionable friendship. But we'll get off of that. Someone had asked about talking about the discount coaching opportunity right off the hop. I have done that in the past, but lately I've been getting away from it, just because I find personally when I've done that, usually people end up just canceling down the road. But sometimes I have coaches sign up that have never done a challenge pack, so then they dive into the coaching opportunity. So that's a little bit different. But I don't know, Kirsten, what do you do?
I'm not huge into bringing it up in the first conversation. Usually I feel it out for if they're active in the challenge group and if they're engaging with people in my challenge group. And if they are, definitely I'll say, girl, like, you're rocking it. I usually say the business opportunity first. And if they're like, no, it's not, I can't do it. I'd be like, well, if you love your products and if you're loving this community and you want a discount, you can just sign up for right now and just go with the discount. That's usually my method. Because I find, and I'm like, my goal in everything I do with Beachbody is to be the opposite of salesy. I just want to come across as I'm sharing stuff I love. I'm sharing things I love. I'm sharing a community I love, complimenting people and letting them decide for themselves. And I feel like that formula of like, challenger, you would make a badass coach. Thank you for being amazing in my challenge group, to no, I'm not ready, to, you know what, that's okay. If you love the products, you could do it as a discount if you want. Because I feel like if I mention, oh, you can sign up to be a discount coach, then I think about every other MLM and it's like, oh, sign up to be like a promoter and get your kit and do this. I'm like, no, I don't want to tell someone that they should sign up to, you know, get a discount on products they don't even know yet, that they haven't even tried yet. That makes no sense. Or like, you can sign up and be, you know, a coach for a community you haven't even been a part of yet. So for me, that just doesn't make sense. And like Jen said, anytime I have done that in the past, they cancel. They don't, you know, it hasn't panned out for me yet. So I prefer to do it a little bit more timely, a little bit more timed out.
Yeah, but everyone is different. I know Ashley Molstead, she signs people up like right off the bat as discount coaches, but she was also on stage at Summit. What was that last year, Kirsten? Do you remember the stats? She signed up like a ridiculous amount of coaches, but she was only like 6-star, like a ridiculous amount of coaches. Like I want to say like 500 coaches and only 6 of them hit diamond. So it's like that was a really, really low conversion rate. Yeah, it was over 500, Jamie. And then whereas other coaches had signed up way less people, but they were able to get discounts all others. So sometimes it's quality over quantity.
I agree. And then you have the time to nurture those people and communicate with those people. And I think that's more important for sure.
Yeah. And I find when I have signed coaches up right off the bat, sometimes they get overwhelmed and then they just quit because they're like, I don't know what a challenge group is. I don't even know these products. I don't coach training. Like I'm in like 6 groups. And so they just get overwhelmed and like sometimes it's just too much. So I actually like having them in the challenge group for like at least 2 to 3 weeks so that they can feel it out. Okay, this is a challenge group. You know, I know what Beachbody on Demand is. They start understanding the lingo. And then if they're in that challenge group and already rocking it in like a week or 2, then I'll bring up coaching. Hey, have you ever considered coaching? I think you'd be amazing at it. Nothing crazy, usually just to like drop a hint about it. And sometimes they'll be interested right away and sometimes it'll take like a year. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't feel like there's any like special thing about coaching. I just feel like inviting more people to coach is going to help you get more coaches, but also not forcing it, if that makes sense.
And the thing is, if you're inviting to a challenge group and you're inviting to coaching, you better have content for them to look at when they go and creep on you, because they're going to creep on you. They're going to be like, okay, this person just invited me to her challenge group. I'm going to go watch her story and I'm going to go scroll back in her news or in her, Instagram feed or check her Facebook out. If you aren't present, that's a trust breaker. That's like, oh, this person like isn't really all that into it. It's like the 30th of October. Of course she's messaging me. Like I know how this works. So I think it's really important that you stay consistent. Like if there's anything that you do, and if there's one, word that you use to describe yourself as an entrepreneur, it's consistent. You don't have to be the most creative. You don't need the best graphics. I steal graphics from people all the time. I look on Pinterest, and like when Virginia and I did our most recent, what is coaching group? That was Morgan's graphic. She paid her graphic designer to make that. And Virginia and I just took it. Like that's how that worked. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just find things and you use it. And if you were to Google, and I do this all the time, if I have downtime, I'm not watching Netflix. I am going on YouTube and watching Melanie Mitro's team calls, and I'm watching Amy Silverman's trainings, and I'm watching everything. And then if you Google them and you go to their web pages, you can take their graphics and you can make them your own, and you can do whatever you want to do. You're not going to plagiarize, but you're going to get creative, juices flowing. And that's so important. So be resourceful. And if you're committed to training and you're consistent about what you do, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I've been doing this 4.5 years. 4.5 years. And you know how long it took me to make my first $1,000 in a week? I don't know. I don't remember. But it wasn't in the first year. I'll tell you that. It took a while because I didn't take myself seriously. I didn't believe in myself. I sold myself short. And I almost quit that first year. I almost quit like April to December, whatever, 6 months in, 9 months in, 8 months in. So because I was thinking I was a shitty coach because I didn't hit Success Club. I'm like, well, didn't hit Success Club. So clearly I'm a loser. And I thought, well, everyone is hitting Success Club around me. So clearly there's no customers out there. The market's saturated, I told myself. And almost 5 years later, I hit Success Club 46 as of today. So those customers that I was saying the market was so saturated 4.5 years ago, they were out there. They were out there. I just didn't ask them. I never invited them. I just thought if I posted a sweaty selfie every now and then that people would be like, here's my money. Like, yeah. I want what you're selling, but that wasn't the case. Become a storyteller. Tell your story. You might think you're mundane. You might think you're boring. You're not. There's people out there that are just like you, that like being in their, onesies and lighting candles and relaxing on the couch with their cat than going out for drinks. That's, there's people out there that are just like you, that are waiting to be inspired by you and to follow you because there's a lot of junk on Instagram. People are sick and tired of following fake. We have enough Kardashians in our life. We don't need, fake. We want real. We want real people talking about real stuff.
Definitely. And I know for Kirsten, like just watching her this last year has been so amazing. Like she has blown up because like would you say last year or the year before? Because I remember you were like, Success Club 5, 10, like pretty average numbers. It's been like this whole past year. Like what month do you remember like really starting to blow up?
Oh, I wish I think I have my office open. I'll pull it up. But the last, this past year has been insane. Like my lowest success club, I think, was 28 this whole year. Success club 28. My highest was 59 or 60.
Yeah.
So like that honestly comes from embracing who the frick I am and sharing my story, sharing my truths, sharing what I love, what I don't love, being silly and being myself. And honestly, having like a conversation with myself late last year, there were some friends in my life that I kind of had to let go of because it had really nothing to do with Beachbody, but they just weren't supporting me and it drove me absolutely nuts. They would never like a single one of my posts and never asked me how my business was doing. And I honestly felt like it held me back and it kind of hindered me, you know, because I was so, I don't want to say ashamed because I wasn't ashamed last year, but I was just like, is this the right thing to be doing? I know it's bringing in money. I get that. But like, am I embarrassing? Like, am I embarrassing to this friend that I've had for so long? And then I've had revelations over this past year and I'm like, you know what? Goodbye. Like, I'm over you. I'm over you. If you do not support me, if you only, you know, call me when you need something, my mama taught me early on that ain't no friend. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to release this. And once I had that off my back, that was like the last monkey. That was the final monkey I had to get off my back. And then I felt so free. Like I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about without, you know, worrying about someone being like, is that about me? Is that about me? Like, are you stressed or like upset because of what I said to you earlier? It's like, no, God, no. Lord, no. But I think for you, like for me this year was embracing who I am and being super unapologetic. That doesn't mean being rude, but it means being unapologetic and not worrying about what other people think. And that was my post today on Instagram was like, your transaction will be denied if you try paying your bills with someone's opinions. That transaction will be denied because life is so short. Like, I don't know. I hope I have tomorrow. I hope I do. I pray that I have a tomorrow, but that's not always going to be the case. You know, tomorrow's never guaranteed. And I need to make sure that today I'm making like every moment count and inviting people. I don't apologize. I don't apologize when I invite people. I'm not nervous. I'm not embarrassed. And if someone's like, what is that? I'll be like, ooh, let me tell you. And I'll actually say that. And they'll be like, okay, then I actually tell them. I don't back down. I'm not nervous. I'm not shy. I used to be, you know, really cynical about everything. And I've talked about it before, how I was the person who made fun of Morgan. But have you ever heard the phrase, hurt people hurt people? So I was sad. I was unhappy. I was not in a very good place in my life. And I was really unhealthy. And seeing Morgan happy, healthy, and thriving pissed me off. And that's hurt people hurt people. And I would talk about her with some of my other girlfriends and we'd joke and laugh at her and make fun of her and be like, who does she think she is? And then eventually, you know, we all have cracks in us, right? But that's how the light gets in. And so we have these cracks. And then so you see that sunshine enough and it kind of gets inside and you're like, oh, that felt good. No, wait, I'm a bitch. This can't feel good. No, I can't let this happen. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, I like being nice. I like this feeling that, you know, being positive and healthy and happy makes me feel. So yeah, it's a long-winded way of saying just own your truth and just be unapologetic and go for it. And also realizing I'm like a converted super lazy person. I'm also a converted quitter. I used to quit everything. So it's kind of refreshing and liberating when you finish something or when you do a good job. And I take a lot of pride in my work and in how I talk with people. So it gets my motor going when I see people happy and successful. So.
And I think another huge part of it, Kirsten, is that you really, really dove into the programs and to be mindset. Like you guys, seriously, every single time in my business, when I'm sharing consistent updates, consistent results, that's when my business has blown up. And I know for myself, I haven't really been doing that lately. And it matters. Even if it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or just maintaining, you have to share that. And I know I haven't been. And that's one of the things I wrote down to work on this month, to take those progress pictures, because people want to see if this actually works. And then when you finally commit to these programs, I remember my very first month, I was able to hit Success Club 10. And it was because I lost 10 pounds and I had visible before and after pictures. And I told about my story. I talked about my story and how I felt before and then how I felt after. And obviously everyone's journey is very, very different. Some people join Beachbody and gain muscle. Some people, is all your mental side of things, but share that transformation often. Like I know Kirsten does it like every Tuesday, and every time I'm like, shit, I need to do that too. That's something I need to work on. But seriously, you guys, sharing those results, or if you've been fit your whole life, continue sharing updates. Like maybe at one point in your life you weren't as healthy, you can refer back to those times, because sometimes people just assume that you've always easily been fit or easily, been doing all these things. Even today, I shared about how I've been struggling to work out. Life has been crazy lately and I've been super stressed out and I haven't had motivation to work out. I literally did not want to work out. And I shared about that today, and a lady reached out and she had been ignoring me. She didn't reply the last month, and she sent me a message, hey, I was really nervous and I didn't want to reply back to your last message when you asked, what kind of fitness goals I had, because I just assumed that you were always in shape and that you would judge me. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I want to lose 25 pounds and thank you for sharing your struggles today. It makes me know that you're human. So share what is going on, you guys. That's how you're going to connect with people. And truly, it's a pretty cool thing too, because I know on my team I have so many dog moms. So many people have pit bulls on my team because I share about my dog all the time because I freaking love him. And it's fun to have people on your team that are like you. So don't hold back. Whatever you are into, share about that on your Instagram story, because that's how you make it interesting. Every single Beachbody coach is going to share their workouts, go-go juice, team calls. This is kind of the, normal stuff. Share all that other fun stuff. If you're a mom, share your kids, share activities they're doing, share costumes that they wore, share whatever you are into, knitting or quilting, or I don't know what other hobbies there are. I don't have that many. So whatever you are into, share about it, you guys, because you're going to find awesome people like you. And then it just makes your job so fun because you're working with your friends.
And people buy into you way before they buy into whatever it is you're selling. So if they know you and feel like they get you and you're on their level, share what music you listen to during your workout. It is amazing how you find your tribe. The other night, I posted that I had a huge crush on Devin Sawa, for all of you 90s kids out there. And when I was younger, I had posters of him all over my wall, because I was watching Casper the other night and Devin Sawa as a kid was in that movie. And I had so many people message me talking to me about Devin Sawa and JTT. And if you don't know who those people are, you're very young. Congratulations. But that we talked about that forever. And I had this one girl sign up and join my group after our first discussion was about Devin Sawa posters from Teen Bop magazine in our bedroom. So just know that being yourself and sharing about what you love, Devin Sawa or whatever it might be, could be the determining factor of Success Club in a month, right? And like Jen said, everybody knows, that Beachbody coaches the products and the programs, for sure. And it's great to educate your followers on that. But you're going to make that connection by connecting with people and sharing who you are. And so when someone asked, how do you make Instagram videos without pushing start every 15 seconds? I just hit record, and I just record for several moves till I have a water break. And then I keep going and I keep going. When I'm all done my workout, I sit down, and if you go into just the photos and click on the video, you can trim and save as new, and then go back and trim, save as new, and trim, save as new. So you can actually focus on your workout and not every time. And then just upload them.
Yeah, and I know Sherry has an app that'll cut it into 15 seconds for you. I forget what it was called. Someone else has that.
Yes, I do. Sorry. I'm just trying to find it. I actually got it from a video from what the heck coach is it?
Video shop?
No, it's called Continual. That's what it's called. It's called Continual. And what it does is it takes your videos, like if you do it like I've done one that's like maybe 2 minutes long or whatever, and it breaks it into like 15-second segments. So then you just click on what 15-second one that you really want to use. But I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? It's this little guy here. It looks like a little circle, and it says 15S, 15S. But it was Bonnie Engel actually talked about it on one of her videos, but she uses Continual for her video. So that's how I got it from.
Nice.
But I also, one quick thing I did want to say is that I was listening to a podcast from Lori Harder, and she had Rachel Hollis on there. And Rachel Hollis was talking about how she literally has 5 books that she's actually published. And the only one that's actually really taken off was Girl Wash Your Face. And she actually brought it up because of Beachbody. Because there was some coaches that reproached her, which I'm pretty sure was Lindsay Madaway. And she did a free conversation with them. And then that's when it started hitting off. And she said that nobody even knew who she was, but she just continuously kept doing it. And that's how she thinks Girl Wash Your Face got so popular. So I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it takes showing up consistently before people will really see your stuff. And there's some statistic out there that people need to see something like, I don't know what it is, 15, 20 times before they actually like understand or maybe are interested in it. So you just have to be consistent and show up every single day. But we're at 58. If anyone has like one last question, you can ask it. If not, we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. This was an awesome call. I'm so glad to see so many faces on here. And we will check in next week. Make sure to crush those 7-day goals that you wrote down with us. You guys are all capable of doing them, and you're going to feel like a freaking badass if you're able to cross off every single one of those goals. I know that's what I'm pushing for, and you guys should be too. But yeah, I think that's it.
And I think for your takeaway, obviously your goals, short-term, long-term, but commit to doing things that you haven't been doing yet and you should be. Maybe that's going live on Instagram. Maybe that's doing polls. Maybe that's getting in front of the camera and talking. Maybe it's going live on Facebook. Maybe it's for once and for all hosting your own sneak peek webinar. Maybe pairing up with someone and doing that. Leveling up, because leveling up isn't something that we're going to hand to you. That isn't just a title of being emerald or diamond. That's something that comes with the behavior that you do. Right? So I think it's really important that you take initiative and take control, because no one's going to bestow upon you, the skills necessary or the title of boss babe. That's something that you have to do. That is entirely up to you. And I remember a term that I used a lot when I started is like fake it till you make it. But don't fake anything. Live it, breathe it, live that boss babe, that hustle, that whatever you want to call it, live it and breathe it. You don't have to fake a thing, and believe in yourself and have that confidence and that air about you on your stories that people are like automatically attracted to. They're like, I can tell she's successful. I can tell that she's positive. I can tell that she's got it going on. She's not perfect. I know that, but I want what she's doing. I need to be a part of this because she believes in herself. And that is so powerful. So freaking powerful. Done.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go and crush your goals. Anyone in my downline, I'm going to post. I'm about to do a power hour because I want to crush out some work. So I'll post that in there, and I'll share it with Kirsten too. She can share it with her team so we can hop on and do some work if we have some people that like to stay up late and do work at night. Awesome. We'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.
Bye.